You know, a question that I get sometimes is, what's the difference between a DBA and an LLC? The difference is like night and day. So a DBA is just doing business as. It's an assumed name. You can get it at the county court, or you can go online, Texas SOS, and get a statewide assumed name, DBA, right? LLC, you can only get it through the Secretary of State. So what's the big difference? If you get an assumed name, if I get an assumed name, Edison Sergei Titus, doing business as Joe's Crab Shack, right? That's the first thing I could think of. Well, then everything is running through me as an individual, right? It's going through my tax return as an individual, right? Every expense, every dollar that I make runs through me. That also means liability runs through me. It means that if I open up a restaurant and someone walks in, gets food poisoning, slips and falls, whatever, then when they sue, because they will sue, there's going to be another lawyer on the other side who's going to say, sue them, right? Then that means that they can come after me personally, my assets, my house, my car, my bank accounts, my retirement accounts, everything that I've got is on the table. But not if you have an LLC. And LLCs can also have DBAs and assumed names. So I can create an LLC called the Edison Titus LLC, right? And that will give me limited liability protection. It limits my personal liability. All the owners of that LLC have limited liability. And then I can get a DBA for that LLC. So it's now the Edison Titus LLC doing business as Joe's Crab Shack. So when somebody slips and falls or gets food poisoning or whatever, and then they sue, they can only get the assets of the LLC. Me, my personal assets, my house, my car, my retirement account, so on and so forth, that is now protected. They can't get to it unless I did something fraudulent, right? But outside of fraud, I'm good, right? So it is very important for you to have an LLC if you are doing business and you're exposed to any sort of liability. Now you're probably wondering, well, am I exposed to liability? The answer is yes. If you're doing business, you're exposed to liability. Get an LLC. Get an LLC. Call us, call somebody. Don't even have to be me. Call a lawyer, get an LLC. And if you're doing it with other individuals, y'all are teaming up, make sure you have an operating agreement. What's an operating agreement? I'm glad you asked. Next video, I'm going to talk about operating agreements.